Well, hello there. Almost missed you. Welcome to my living room. Welcome to my show. So nice to see you again. I hope you guys we are having such a gorgeous, gorgeous fall. Really, it started like right on time, summer over, fall beginning. Beautiful, beautiful. Um, Let me introduce you to Amnan,
Hello.
our producer who
Hi.
is so gracious of putting this show on. Amnon, how is it in
In Raleigh, it
Raleigh?
is it is cloudy. It's like if it wasn't warm outside, I would say it was. If it wasn't warm and the trees did not have the leaves, I would say it's uh winter. Actually, it's kind of I don't
Really?
know. It's kind of darkish, and but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
we have
another
to have
morning. It's another morning of waking up alive.
absolutely. And I was just in Asatik for we were there for 3 days, which is really a little long drive. It's from us about 5.5, 6 hours, and
Wow.
I we always anticipate going because we love the place so much, but then when we're in the drive, it's always like, oh my God, this is long. But we were there, and we had the first day, we had a day like that too. It was very dark, it was cloudy, it was a little stormy. It was not so pleasant. The next day we had a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous day. And then on Friday, when we were coming back, as Atik was in the morning until I think about noon or 1 o'clock, it was the same way, very dark, cloudy type of thing. So I guess this is what we're going to have from now on. But whenever there are clouds, there must be sunshine somewhere. You have to have both. You have to have one and you have to have the other. Just like you have to have sadness to appreciate the happiness in your life. So, you have to understand that those the opposites, the yin and the yang, you have to have.
Yep.
To- Today we're going to have I prepared a nice show for you guys. Again, very informative. Lots of little things that are different. But I like to start out with something that really, I really would like to uh, gear this show towards the audience. So for that, I would like to you guys to do me a favor. Go to the chat room. Please tell them of how to get into the chat room.
If you are watching, and I see a bunch of you there right now, just either on the right, depends what you're using to watch to listen to the show, on the right of the video or below the video, there is a field that says enter your username or enter your nickname to enter, and just put a name or put your name or any kind of handle, and you'll be able to communicate via just typing with Gisela or with me. If you want to ask questions and you don't want to get into the chat, if you're on a phone or something like that, you can always call 919-518-9773. 919-518-9773. And if you are really techie and you want to use Skype to get in, you can use Computers 2K Voice. And that will only allow you to communicate just like a phone, audio only.
With you or me. Great. Now,
No, they'll be able to
listen,
talk
guys.
with you.
Yeah, well, I would love to
Yeah.
talk to people. Now, listen, I need to know who is out there under 30 years of age listening right now. Just type in yes or no. Just type in yes or no. We will just count the yes or no's, and I want to know of under 30 years of age. And I also would like to know over 50 or 60 years of age. For that, you just type in yes, 50 or 60. Type in 50 and 60, yes. And you don't have to give me your age. I don't need to know your real age. Just tell me of what age group you're in. Because I try to make the show so that everybody has a benefit and everybody has. Now, I know a lot of pet lovers out there, and many of you are tuning into the show because you're pet lovers. But we have so much more. I have so much more that I can communicate to you. So I like to really know what the age group is so that we can structure it a little bit more. It would be to your benefit if you want to do that. If you don't want to do that, my feelings are going to be terribly hurt. No, not really. But it would be nice, um, to know which age groups I'm talking to. Okay, so that you can do. I will say it once more during the show so that those people who are latecomers can participate in that. It's just a little poll. I mean, we are so much into the polls, right? I mean, what the current affairs. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. It is just really, it's getting from the ridiculous to the bizarre, back to the ridiculous and to the impossible. um, well, tomorrow we have our excuse me please guys, I don't want to sneeze, but there we go. It's hay
No,
fever
let it
season,
out. Let
right?
it out.
Yeah, let me have a little bit of water here.
And one is 50 to 60.
Right. What?
150 to 60.
150 to 60.
One listener,
one
50
is,
to 60.
one listener. Come on, guys. Don't be so shy. It can't be just one person out there that is under 30. Nobody under 30.
Keep
That's
going.
cool.
You know what?
All right.
You know what? That may be my fault because of how the show is going, because I still advertise it as a show for seniors.
Aha. All right.
You are
That's what we had
changing.
at one time.
So I guess
Yes.
I'll stop advertising it as such. Okay.
Just put it as a variety show
Okay.
because we have changed it a little bit because I found it very limited. We still have things for seniors. We still have, in fact, today I'm going to be talking about how we communicate and how in later years it's sometimes difficult to find a new partner or so on. And we'll talk about that somewhat today. We'll also talk about this new pill that the vets are giving that kills pets. No, not intentionally, unintentionally. Um, a new herbal product that is advertised for blood sugar. And then we will have the homeopathic remedy of the week. So let's jump right in with current affairs as we often do. And I found it really, really sad today, this week, when I heard the shooting in Charlotte, that another person was shot who did not have a weapon, was not threatening police, was just shot. Now, what the most bizarre thing on that thing was that the police officer obviously had an automatic weapon. Because when you watch that video, It was bang, 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 bang. You
No, no,
cannot.
no, no, no. It was not. It wasn't automatic. It was semi-automatic. It
Semi-automatic.
was yeah,
Okay.
like every other weapon. I mean, you can shoot it as fast as your finger can go on it. It'll shoot.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it
Well,
wasn't.
let
It
me.
was not automatic.
No.
None of them
Okay.
has automatic.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. If you have that on good authority, I I I am glad to hear that because automatic weapons, I mean,
And
militarizing
and
our police force.
and you really need to watch the videos and watch the audio of the things. I mean, it was established already that he was threatening. They
Oh yeah?
they found the gun on him. He had it on his ankle, the holster, but they found the gun and they found DNA on the gun that came from him and fingerprints and the way that he walked back when they told him they were giving him instructions and he was not following them. And when you see how he's walking back and his hands are like at his waist, yeah, he can turn real fast and shoot them. And they saw
Yeah.
him in the car playing with the gun. That's why they even went to him.
Ah,
And so and when they yelling there, drop the gun, drop the gun, drop the gun, and his wife is saying, Keith, don't do it. She's telling him telling her husband not to shoot.
right.
I mean, it's you take all this together and you realize, well, there was nothing wrong here. I mean, you don't follow what the police,
Okay.
then you're gonna get shot. Now, could they have shot him in the legs or whatever? Yes, but
There you go.
you had to be there. And what
Yeah.
goes through the mind of a policeman when he's trying, I mean, he values his life much more than he
Of course.
values somebody else with a gun that he is not predictable. So all these things together show that there was a very good, reasonable doubt that he was not threatening.
That he was threatening and that he was going to. Yeah, I mean, here,
So
folks,
no,
this
no,
is the
that's it.
only show that you really will find the truth about. Amnon is up on current affairs. I tried to be. Unfortunately, I was not because I was gone. I didn't hear all of the little details. I
Yeah.
only got the first part.
This is why the
So I'm glad
police
I brought it up
the
because
police chief said
make
you have to watch the video and you have to also listen to the narrative and put the picture together because one did
right.
not show anything on one side, the other one did not show the other half. You have to put it together. And yeah, it was threatening. I mean, there was no
Yeah.
reason for
Okay.
him to behave. And you can watch the videos. They're out there on the internet. There was no reason for him
Yeah.
to behave the way that he did. Now, maybe he was
Well,
sick, maybe he was on drugs, maybe he was on medication. I don't know. The
yeah, I guess
point
he was
is,
on medication.
yeah, the point
Yeah.
is that if the policeman feels threatened, they're going to take action. And they did. I mean, they waited until he almost kind of turned toward them and they told him not to.
Ah,
So that's when they
okay.
shot him because you don't know. I mean, that guy may turn around and there's the gun. And what do you do then?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I am all for it if there was really cause
Yeah.
for it. I do believe that police should. I do believe though, shooting in the arm or the leg or
But
you know,
yeah, but that's easier said than done when you are in the
I know,
heat of the
I know.
moment.
Yeah, because they're scared too. I
Yeah,
mean,
of course.
police they're scared too. They're only human. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Best thing would be we had robot cops that have no feelings, no fear,
Yeah.
no nothing. They are just programmed when the gun is pointed at them, then they shoot.
There was
Not before.
there was a situation like that actually somewhere. I read a story
Really?
about a police robot that went and grabbed the rifle out of the hands of the thing and ended the standoff. So that's interesting. But now,
I
talking
think
about the
I think
shooting,
that should be the future.
the one in Oklahoma is definitely showing that there was no reason for them. I mean, they already tased him. They could have shot his legs. They could have,
Yeah,
So, but
yeah,
and there they took action and they charged her.
yeah. I know, and they should have
Yeah,
too.
oh,
But
absolutely.
the blame is not just on the police officer. I think
He
the
was
blame is also on the training, the selection, the mental stability of police officers. That all of that makes a difference.
absolutely, absolutely. But
Yeah,
most of
it's
these policemen are ex-military, and
yeah.
they know how to behave under training. But like I said, you have to be there at that moment and see what happened.
Oh, of course, yes. It's always
Yeah,
that's in every situation
yeah.
like that. Well, Trump's, I don't know how true that is. Maybe you can enlighten us on that. He is of the opinion that he wants to stop it by having more stop and frisk.
Well,
Um,
stop and frisk, in my opinion, is good if it's not abused.
yeah.
I
If
mean,
they
if
do it to
you,
the West Side white guys too,
I
not
mean,
just to the red guys.
absolutely, there is. I mean, you stop and frisk anybody.
Yeah,
If you have, but you have to have a a reason to do it,
yeah.
and for that you need a lot more education.
Of course.
Yeah,
Yes. I
that
am not
is
in my opinion, I really, and I know I probably voice a lot of our listeners, their feelings. Although I do understand that safety should come first, I do believe that we, for using force has never resulted in peace. Never,
well.
never. If you
That's
use force, I don't care what kind of force, you punch somebody in the nose, you very likely get a punch back.
yeah. I mean, that's true. But when you are threatening somebody with a weapon, with a gun, with a rifle, with whatever, things are happening pretty fast.
Yes, they do. But in Europe, uh, police officers do not have, for the most part, guns. They have tasers, they have the nightstick, and they can call in people with guns, but the ordinary cop does not wear a gun. And
Interesting.
and I don't know, and we don't hear as many shootings. I mean, they have diverse ethnic groups there, just like they have here. Uh, I believe that all of this violence, and also you see that on rhetoric, people, the way people talk to each other and the way the rhetoric to each other is is much more confrontational than not. And I find that really very sad. We have to start coming back towards something of that we accept each other and that we accept now. I understand, and that is in the case here where the guy is there with a gun and going to do some harm one way or another. Um, that may not be you may not be able to do that with rhetoric. However, I think it all has to calm down. When the pot is boiling violently, it's going to overboil, and then all of a sudden we have no water left, or we burn the pot. We don't want that to happen here. We don't want it to be, we want the whole rhetoric of all of this to tone down. And they have done that in many communities now, that people have gone and tried to say, listen, we have to come back towards a more congenial and more, uh, a nicer way of living and talking to each other. Don't you agree?
Absolutely, but you have to understand this is sort of like a ideal. Ideally, we all have to strive to it, but you can't have just one side try to be
No,
like that.
no.
I mean, I like what North Carolina, what Charlotte, the city last night, came up with a new law, and they say anybody that is caught looting, damaging property, any behavior like that during a protest is going to permanently lose their government um, benefits.
Oh, I think that's great.
Yep.
That is
And other
just
cities should do the
great.
same thing.
Yeah, I agree with you
I mean,
totally.
we are
Yes,
saying we're saying, we need to hit the criminals where it hits the most, the drugs and in the pocketbook. Well, here you go. I mean,
there you go.
what is the purpose of? Okay, yeah, they shot the black guy. Let's break into Walmart and ransack the place. What is
Right.
that?
You're right. There is no reason for that. And there's no benefit for either side.
Absolutely.
The benefit is they walk away with a TV or whatever.
Yeah.
And so that's great. So now what, I
Right.
mean, I agree with you totally on that. Totally, totally. I think, and that is a great, very mature response of the city to that very, very, I mean, it's just terrible to, but it seems to be the norm. The norm is to respond with violence. Well, we can talk about that forever. And on TV, on radio, and everybody else is talking about it too. And I don't want to lose all of our listeners here by us chatting about this. So let's go on to the next subject.
Sure.
I heard something very disturbing. It was on Facebook, and it was just really something that it made me almost cry. And because a woman took her dog to the veterinarian office for a flea and tick remedy or solution. The veterinarian gave the dog a pill. It's called Comfort Pill. And that pill is to use against fleas and ticks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, within 12 hours, that dog started to retch and throw up. Then it was passing blood. Owner rushed it back to the veterinarian. All the veterinarian could do was give the dog fluids. 24 hours later, the dog was dead.
Mm.
Okay? Comfort pill. Please don't, guys. As I have always warned, please, a tick or a flea will not kill your dog. If they are infested with it, yes, but normally not. So try to do natural remedies. We have talked about it many times. This just makes the point again. Do not, I mean, it stands to reason. These pills and these medicines, they are neurotoxins. If it kills the flea, if it kills the tick, it will do harm also to the dog or the cat. sometimes minor and sometimes drastic, like it kills them. My dog Charlie, as you guys know, and I've said many times, through Frontline, has become now totally blind, progressively at first, and now he's totally blind. We know we have determined it. It was a poisoning that affected his eyes. You literally poison your animals with all of these colors or ingestion or drops onto the skin. Please, please, please don't do it. Use any, they are numerous natural health products that you can buy on the internet. Much you can do yourself. Little eucalyptus, a little bit of essential oils. Patchouli works really well, it makes the dog smell really well. A little apple cider vinegar. Just put a drop of Dawn in there too, the dishwashing liquid Dawn. That works really well too. Shake the bottle real well, spray the dog all over. Dog will not, or the cat, will not get ill from that. Okay? So comfort pill, stay away. 500 cases have been reported already. Not a good scene. I was just shocked when I read it. In fact, my client of mine, as you guys know, I am a homeopathist. I have a degree in it. I'm a doctor of natural health, and but I have a veterinarian who comes to me for her personal advice, to keep herself healthy. I have not been able to um, make her send or give her animal clients any homeopathic, because the Veterinarian Association thinks that homeopathy is a crock, is not valid, does not work, is totally against it, because most of the veterinarians, again, pharmaceuticals, are saying, no, it doesn't work. Well, I know it works. People who are using it, it works. And my veterinarian uses for herself homeopathy, but for her clients, her animal clients, she's using pharmaceuticals. I'm going to ask her about this comfort pill, what she has to say about it. I will keep you updated. But that was, I was just shocked, that this can even be happening. Another very interesting product, it's a natural health product about blood sugar. Burberry is an old Ayurvedic and Chinese herbal medicine that has been used to lower blood sugar. And many of the in between, there are a lot of companies now, they're sort of like in between pharmaceutical and herbal medicine. And they are just sort of like skirting the sidelines of that. Well, they have found that with tests that this Burberry has been very, it has been tested quite severely, that it really works well for blood sugar and high blood pressure. It lowers high blood pressure. It benefits the kidneys. It benefits the joints. And many people who have a glucose problem, like, they have diabetes, they also often have cystitis. Burberry has been for years and years been used for cystitis and kidney problems. So look into it. there's quite a bit of information online to be had. I just want you to be alerted about it so that you can check it out yourself. Everything that I do say, please do fact check, and check it out yourself. If you have something to add to that, I'd be glad to listen. You know what? I love to learn, and sometimes I have a perception of something, and I say something because I think it's right, but then I hear from somebody else that there may be that I forgot something, that I did not have it right, or whatever. Please let me know. Okay? And do we have any more people? Listen, people, anybody under 30, type into the chat yes or no, under or over 30, and 50 to 60, just type in yes. I want to know what age group we have out there, okay? We have one person who was brave. Congratulations. Uh, it would be nice to have um, a little poll of who am I talking to here. If you have something you would like me to talk about more, please also type it in. Talk more about pets, talk more about homeopathy, talk more about whatever, herbal remedies. If I don't know it, I will say it. So, do we have any more
Nope.
people who typed in?
No, not yet.
No, my God. Nobody is really brave out there to get really into this. Come on, guys. Anyway, I had a very interesting evening last night with friends of mine. Um, the woman is a long time friend of mine, over 30 years. She is like, if I had a sister, she probably would be it, you know. We love each other dearly. Her husband died about 10 years ago, and she had met her husband when she was 17 and was married all her life to him. She is a few years older than I am, so she is end 70, and she had the good fortune of meeting someone about 6 years ago that she was able to accept again as a partner, because she's a very lively person, very young, and being by yourself when you're older, it could be really quite lonely. The guy is a great guy. My husband loves him, I love him, but they were having a real problem, and problems usually come up when there's a discourse, or where there's a they happened to be last Sunday in a car accident whereby the car was totaled, and only she got hurt. He did not. He was driving. Um, she did not get hurt so badly that she hurt her hand, and she got very bruised from the seat belt and the airbag bursting, and she lost temporarily her hearing from the airbag that was so loud. I've heard that quite often, and it's apparently really not a very pleasant thing. However, here's what was. Uh, they gave me a call in the afternoon. I had said I'd bring by some medicine, some remedy for her bruising, and she had some stitches on her hand, and to make that heal better. So when I got there, she was a little bit peevish, like, and I said, well, what's the matter? Well, so and so, I'm not going to mention names, but, you know, he was just not. And I really I'm done with him. I am not going to take this. And so then was a little probing. I got the facts. The facts were that here she was hurt all week. I was not there for 3 days either, so it exasperated the whole thing. He would leave in the morning. He has his own home and he has his own life. He is 2 years older than she is, and but he's very active. So he was going about his business and didn't call her during the day or anything. And she was there, hurt and bruised, and she has a lot of friends. So it wasn't that she was lonely, but the partner that you depend on, that you want to have, was not there. And then we got into some other things, like, oh, he doesn't understand me. He was saying she doesn't understand me. And I concluded with that, when you're older and you're looking for a new partner, it's very difficult to bend. A partnership, both people have to bend. Both people have to give in. Both people have to say, okay, I grant you that. I give you that consideration. And the other one then has to also. It's like a sender and a receiver. One sends, help, help, help. Well, if there's no receiver and that receiver does not respond to the help, 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 then there's a discourse. There is the relationship doesn't work for that time. Doesn't mean that it doesn't work forever. It just doesn't mean there's no conversation then. Very much like I have here. I have no conversation with you guys, but you're hearing me. However, I do know that you're receiving me. But see, when you are older, very difficult to bend, very difficult to say, oh, well, okay, maybe I should give you more consideration. Maybe I should call you during the day. Maybe I should find out, do you need anything? Can I bring you anything? And sometimes when you are very proud, as my friend is, she's very proud and very much set in her ways, because she was married for over 40 years to the same men who adored her. And so it's very hard to live then with somebody that loves you, but doesn't show it as much. And many men cannot. Many men cannot. They cannot show that they love. And they, like, his line of defense was, I'm not a nursemaid. Well, a little weak, that line, but I would like to know how you guys are managing that. How do you, and my, follow me on Twitter, tweet me, follow me on Facebook. Facebook, you can just type Gisela Di Carlo, or you can put my life, my will, dash, my life, dash, my will. Or you can Twitter me, my life, dash, my will. Give me your response. Tell me of how you handle that. It would be good for all of us, because those are pressing subjects. Those are things that the older you get, the more you have to live with that. And then unfortunately, often women are left alone and they are looking for a new mate. Many men, this guy happened to have been married twice, and whenever she gets upset with him, she is sort of like, oh, well, yeah, that's why the two other women left you. Well, that's not exactly the right response, in my opinion.
No.
Uh, Took me 35 years. I'm married now 35 years. Just now, my husband and I, we start to have a real conversation where we talk about our feelings, where we talk about what is real. O- Every other would, if I would say to him, well, you never, he would respond and say, well, you didn't ask. Did you ask? Well, no, I didn't ask because we are proud. We don't want to ask always. But that was my fault. I should have. And I learned that. 35 years, I learned at least something. So now, in fact, when we were out in Nazatique, we were talking by the campfire, we make a campfire and so on. We were talking about that. And I said, you know what? Now I'm starting to understand how you operate. Not totally, we'll never know that about each other. But at least I know, huh, okay, you want me to ask. Like I used to go in the evening, and if I were held up with a client or something, I would come home and say, well, did you feed the horses? No, you didn't ask me. Well, you couldn't think of that they needed to be fed?
Yeah, we take people for granted.
Yeah,
We
you know,
assume. We assume. I know.
we assume. And that is, and we do that with everything. We assume that the doctor will do the right thing for us. We assume that our children will say thank you. We assume and then if they don't, we get pissed off.
Yep.
I mean, I went to a doctor with my friend for a hand, and it was a DO, a doctor of osteopathy. And I have nothing against DOs. I think it's a wonderful profession. But the woman was really like, yeah, well, it's healing well. And I really, what you really need is, have you ever had a colonoscopy? She was selling.
Mm.
Oh, OMG. All right. All right. Well, listen, guys, I had fun. I hope you did. Let me talk to you about the remedy of the week. The remedy of the week this week is Causticum. I think I've talked about it once before with animals, but with people it works more. I've had lately more and more women, especially women, but men too, um, that have a urine leakage problem. And obviously, there must be a whole lot of them because there's a whole industry out there that sells diapers and panties that for that. Well, if you have any of those problems, like for instance, you cough or you laugh, you have a little bit of urine leakage. You lift something heavy, you have a little urine leakage. You need to go to the bathroom and you can't get there fast enough because the muscle control is not there anymore. It does to hold it. Causticum can be a very, very helpful homeopathic remedy in that. It's spelled Causticum, causticum. I would start with 30C and then move up if there's no super improvement. I take it once or twice a week because I'm at the age where that is happening more often. And, I don't want to soil my clothes and I don't want to it's embarrassing. So I take it and it works for me. I am much more comfortable. Now, if you have burning at the same time, that you have a little bit of like a thrush going on or like a little bit of burning going on, take it with apis, mix it in a bottle, put a little causticum in there, put a little apis in there, shake it real well. Best to use it as a spray because it really sprays easily, and you can take it once, twice, or 3 times a day, and I'm sure that you will have some relief with that. One other remedy with that you can mix into that is Nat Mur. Nat Mur is a remedy that a homeopathic remedy that also helps with a little bit of anxiety. You know, the older we get, we start to have a little anxiety. You're not so sure of the area where you're in or in the environment that you're in, or you just have a little anxiety for no reason at all. If you add a little Nat Mur into this little mixture, you make yourself a very individual remedy that can benefit you greatly. Let me know of how that worked for you. Love to discuss it with you. Love to see of where. And as you know, I am working on it, and we are in the process of making the website. The website is going to, it has been taking a little longer because I had to take in a couple of partners. That one that is the money heavy, and another person that does more internet and helps with the website. So it will be, I know I've been promising, it will be coming. But if in the meantime you have a problem sleeping, shoot me an email or contact me on Twitter or on Facebook. My email is mylife-mywill at live.com. You can also contact me right here through Nissan Communications, and that will be forwarded to me. But
how do you spell the Nat Mur?
Nat Mur, Natmur, second word, Muraticum, it is really. Kali Murat, no,
Okay.
sorry. Nat Mur. Nat Mur is Nat Muraticum. Both of these, Kali Mur, Nat Mur, they're cell salts. They are not really in the sense of homeopathic. They are just been put in there, and they help with the cell regeneration and health of our body. Nat Mur and also Kali Mur are salts, really. Okay, and they are made from salts, and they help really greatly. So Nat Mur, Kali Mur for a thrush or burning, but better yet, apis. Apis if you have really burning when you urinate. There are a few other remedies. We will have every week. We will have a couple that we will discuss. If you want me to discuss the homeopathic remedies in more detail, I need to know that. I will do so. I just don't want to bore everybody to death, okay? So, because that can get a little bit into the detail. And I only want to be thought-provoking here. We don't want to give you a homeopathic education, but enough so that you can help yourself in a situation. All right. Any other questions?
Nope.
Nope. Nobody. All right.
Nobody.
Well, nobody. All right.
Nobody.
Well, nobody. Yeah, right. um, I am looking forward tomorrow to the debate. I don't know about you guys. As you know, I'm a very much of a political activist. So, because I think that is good for us and it needs to be. Um, I was just hearing this morning of the independent Johnson. Well, I don't know. I mean, I just threw up my hands and said, all right, America's in trouble.
Yeah.
But so that's it. Amnon,
Yeah.
do you have anything to add, to take away, to do?
Not really. I mean, I really want to see some more uh, interaction from the audience. Don't just sit there and hide and put your
Yeah,
ear out to hear and just you know give Gisela some feedback.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just really so weird
It is weird,
that
and there's
nobody
a
is.
bunch of people there. There's a bunch of people there. I'm looking.
Yeah, and I know they are because somehow I can sense it. I feel your vibes, guys. So just give me some fodder here. Give me something that I can work with. Tell me you're full of it, Gisela. Tell me I love the show. Tell me you whatever you want. Whatever you want. Tell me I don't want to hear political crap. So I will quit it. I will stop it. The reason the way I make the show is because I want to make it interesting. I want to give a little bit of everything to everybody so that everybody has something that they can identify with.
Mm-hmm.
Just doing homeopathy uh, will, yeah, will benefit some, but many people are not really that interested in that.
Right.
Um, so I want to do other thing. One more thing before I leave you all. Remember, in October, anybody who is on Medicare or is about to go on Medicare, you need to have a supplemental insurance. I will make it's October 1st, it's right next week, okay? So you need to get ready for that. You need to start. If you have questions about supplemental insurance, please contact me. As you know, I have an insurance license. I am not going to sell you any kind of insurance. None. If you don't want to, but I will educate you towards it because there are many insurance companies and many things that you need to know. I can I can really enlighten you about this. So please let me know if you want to hear that. That's why I wanted to know if you're under 30, you don't need to know that. But if you're over 50 or 60, you want to know of where you want to go with this. So in October is open enrollment. You will not need any kind of to answer any kind of health insurance. Yeah, not health insurance, medical information. That means if you want to change, let's say you're in a plan right now, you have a supplemental insurance and you don't like that, or it's too expensive, or it didn't pan out the way you would like it. Now in October you can change, and I will tell you of how to do it. I will tell you of which ones to stay away from and which ones are, in my opinion, really uh, quite quite good for you. When I had my neck problem, I went to the hospital and to the emergency room, and I just got the bill. You know, Medicare will pay most of it, and the bill wasn't really that bad. $59 for my X-ray and for 3 pills, really. So $59, I can live with that. but I did not have a supplemental insurance because I had canceled it in the beginning of the year because I got upset with the company. I could have gone right away into another company. I will tell you that next week. We will talk about that, why I didn't, and what you need to be aware of. Okay? So let me know. I'm here for you. And I wish you a fabulous week wherever you are. If you're on the East Coast, our leaves are starting to turn really nicely here. And I can't wait for this glorious, nice fall weather that we're going to have. Okay? So, with that, I'm saying goodbye. And if you have questions, please, please, please let me know. Bye for now. Thank you for listening.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. Our weekly lineup of call-in programs includes Computers 2K Now with Amnon Nissan, My Life, My Will with Gisela DiCarlo, The Tanya Love Show, Health Then with Debbie Bruck, Breaking Free with Marilyn Shannon, Triangle Be Well with Howard Jacobson, Lunch and Learn with Rabbi Yisrael Cutler, Lessons of Vietnam with NCVVI members, Current Affairs with Amnon Nissan. And if you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it in the archives section on nissancommunications.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Sponsored by Atomos.com, makers of quality video recorders and converters, CarolinaApparel.com, and DeltaForce.net.